Hello everyone, my name is Winters and welcome back to this Let's Play series of Star Trek Online. For this episode, we are actually going to start getting some of our endgame gear for our build, at least for our space build anyway. Before we start doing that though, I'm going to open up my inventory here and I want to draw your guys' attention to a couple of things. First is this item here that I got from my last mission, What Lies Beneath. I'm going to give this to one of my bridge officers and let them just use it whenever they want, rather than me using it, because it's not bad, but it's not great either, you know. So, you know, just leave it to bridge officers to use them. The other thing that I want to show you guys is this item, the Psionic Proton Distortion Prototype Assault Rifle. It's an anti-proton weapon. Basically, this is the Ghostbuster gun. For any of you that have ever seen the Ghostbusters, this puts out a beam just like the Ghostbusters weapons. And yeah, it's a little joke that's in the game. You know, you can get the Ghostbuster gun, which is kind of cool. But you may notice that there is no mark level with this item. It doesn't say Mark 1 or Mark 12 or Mark 15 or Mark 8 or anything. However, we can change that, and I want to draw your attention to how much damage it does. 120.7, okay? Now watch what happens when I right click on it and then I select upgrade. Alright, so what was it? 120.7, wasn't it? Yeah. I hope this works. So there it is now. It has just been converted to a Mark 12 item, and now the damage is 129.1. So basically, by converting it from a levelless item to a Mark 12 item, we have got an instant free upgrade for that item. And there are a few things in game that you can actually do that with. If it's levelless, you can just right click on it and select upgrade, and bang, it gets converted to a Mark 12 item and it gets a mini upgrade. So keep that in mind. A nice little trick to be keeping in the back of your mind. I'm not going to use this because all of my bridge officers, they're already using Mark 12 very rare stuff that I got when I was leveling up the reputation, the various reputations in game. And this guy is already using an anti-proton weapon, as you can see, but if you look at the damage, it's 123.7, whereas this is 103.3. So I'm not going to actually use it. The other thing I want to draw to your attention is this item here, and I'm actually going to close this window. This is an Endeavor prize pack. I got this for completing one of the Endeavors. Endeavors become available at level 60, I believe, and I don't think I've talked about these before. If I have, I'm sorry. I'm just really tired and I can't remember doing it. But anyway, Endeavors are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. There is a new Endeavor, so you have between 2 and 3 days to complete an Endeavor, and an Endeavor can be anything from repair X amount of damage, to kill a certain type of enemy, to deal a certain type of energy damage, to complete a particular mission, or duty officer mission, or R&D mission. They vary. They can be for anything. The idea of the Endeavor system is to make you not aware, but to get you to try new things, to show you parts of the game that you might not know. Yeah, once you do it, you get one of these Endeavor prize packs, and you simply double click on it, watch down here in the bottom left hand corner, and we'll see what we're going to get. This time I got all energy credits. We can see down here it tots up to 900,000 energy credits. Nothing wrong with that at all. The rewards can vary from energy credits to R&D materials to dilithium to marks to XP bonus pools. There's a wide variety of stuff that you can get for them. It just so happened this time I got all energy credits. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to turn down 900,000 energy credits. Right. Next thing I'm going to do is open up my character sheet. Go to the reputation window. And you can see here I already have some projects slotted. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start filling these up. Actually, cancel that. And basically, once you fill these, the project will go on a 2-minute cooldown until the item is ready. I want to draw your attention here to this dilithium, which is here in our assets tab as reputation voucher 87,500, which is that there. We got this for completing Gamma recruit objectives. Remember all these objectives? We got this reputation voucher dilithium for completing those. And basically it means any reputation item that you are going to purchase, we're essentially purchasing items here, it's going to use this dilithium before it goes into my normal dilithium. Alright, so here's dilithium ore, which has to be refined. Here's the refined stuff, which can be used for anything, and here's the reputation stuff, which can only be used in reputations. So if we put in that 15,000, we will see this go down by 15,000. Ta-da! See now, 72,500. So all of these items are going to use that dilithium first. So I'm going to fill all these up, and I am going to start these items cooking, and I'm going to go back through them then, and we'll talk about them a little bit, and yeah, the reasons why I'm picking them. So I'm just going to quickly go down through the various reputations, see what projects I have selected. Right. And now this is going to take the remainder out of my normal dilithium. Okay, so if we go back to assets, look at our normal number here when I click OK, and you can see that went down a little bit. But that was 87,500 dilithium that we did not have to spend. There was nothing else we could spend that dilithium on, so it may as well go into getting me reputation gear. Yeah, so I'm definitely not going to turn that down or turn it away. Alright, we are almost done. And I think that's it. Yep. So, how do you know what items to go for in the reputation store for your build? Well, what do we know about my build? My build is a Jem'hadar ship. I'm probably going to stick with this particular ship. I think I will anyway. And it's a Polaron build. I'm using the Jem'hadar set. I'm using Polaron weapons. And that's pretty much what we know at the moment. So, what I want out of the various reputations is stuff that is going to boost or benefit my build. Now, there's a lot of stuff in there that can do that, but that doesn't mean that you buy everything, because, to be honest, there's so much stuff, that's a ridiculous grind, and you don't need everything. So I picked, for the very first time, I've never purchased anything out of the Gamma Task Force reputation, is this Advanced Inhibiting Polaron Omnidirectional Beam Array Mark 13. When you're purchasing items, you might be purchasing Mark 12s. The reason why these are Mark 13 for me is because in a previous recruitment event, I unlocked a bonus that made all reputation gear Mark 13 ultra rare instead of Mark 12 very rare. Okay, so all of my reputation stuff is always going to be Mark 13 ultra rare. So depending on whether or not you were around when that reputation or that recruitment event was going on, you may have this unlocked or you may not. If you don't worry about it. They might bring it back again. If I remember correctly, it was the temporal recruitment event that done that. Anyway, I purchased this because I want to see what the two-piece set is going to be like, which is this omnidirectional beam array and this universal ordnance accelerator console. So I'm going to claim those two items. I'm going to have a look at those in a couple of minutes. We are going to move on. The next, before we move on, I want to show you guys how you actually start buying this stuff. So you have two project slots and you have an upgrade slot. You want to pick any one of these active slots, okay? Any one of the first two. You can minimize projects here. The hourlies, I think they're crap, so I never do hourlies. And there's no need now anymore because I've already reached the maximum level. The next thing you will come across is Gamma Task Force Reputation Ground Gear. Alright, that's what all these different things are. So I'm going to minimize this one as well because I'm not interested in that, at least not in the moment. And then we come to Gamma Task Force Space Gear. And we see we have a deflector array, we have an impulse engine, we have a warp core, we have a shield array. And if there is something that you want to purchase, alright, so let's say we're looking at this impulse engine, we go, yeah, the stats are really, really good in that's the best one out of all the different various reputations that ticks the most amount of boxes for my build. You just simply hit select. Ta-da! There it is. Now you start filling up the requirements to purchase that item, and once it's complete, I'm just going to cancel this, and we go here, you can see you can just select collect reward. That's it. That's how you purchase stuff. Right, this item is the Universal Assimilated Module. It gives a plus 1% to critical chance, plus 10.4 to crit severity. We also get plus 5 weapon power, and we get some starship damage control and starship control expertise. The two-piece set for this item, you can either go with the console or the cutting beam or the Omega Plasma Torpedo Launcher. I'm not running torpedoes on my build, so I'm going with the cutting beam and the console. This kinetic cutting beam is not bad for the two-piece set bonus, and that was the main reason why I picked those two items, is because of the two-piece set bonus. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. The next item that we purchased here was this binaural gel pack, plus 2.3 power to all subsystems. We get plus 22.3 starship shield capacity, and we get a 7% reduction on bridge officer abilities. Okay, so that's pretty nice. We're also going for the two-piece set here because I'm curious, and I don't know offhand what the two-piece set bonus is, but it's called efficient biocircuitry, and we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. So that's why I picked this infused Polaron beam array, because it's part of a two-piece set. Okay, so there's a Polaron beam array that we're going to put on our ship. Here we have the Sustained Radiant Field, again Mark 13, ultra rare. It gives plus 22.5% bonus to outgoing hull heals. It also gives plus 11.3 to all weapon damage, and plus 22.5 to bonus shield heals. So you can see there, like 11.3, that's a pretty big damage boost right there. Not to mention the other stuff that comes with it. And finally then, we have another two-piece set, which is this piezoelectric focuser and the advanced piezo Polaron beam array. This console gives plus 33.8 Polaron damage. It also increases flight turn rate by 15% and maximum shield capacity of 16.9. So pretty frickin' sweet. And then we have another Polaron beam array, and it's just part of a set that I'm curious about, so this is why I'm picking these items. There are a number of other items that I could have gone for. An example will be here in the New Romulus reputation. A favorite for most people, or a lot of builds, is this universal 0-point energy conduit. If we look at the stats for it, we can see it's +2 to all subsystems. +2 power to all subsystems. And then you have +22.2 Starship Drain expertise and +2% critical chance. That's a pretty big favorite for a lot of different people in game. So basically what I done was I went through each reputation. I looked for stuff that, you know, worked for my build, alright, which was, you know, Polar-on weapons, Jem'hadar ship, and that's what I knew about. It was an engineer. And I did have this console selected, but I had so many consoles selected, I didn't have enough empty slots on the ship to put them all in, so I had to make some difficult choices. And I axed this one, and I said no, these ones here that I got are better. Right, now let's have a ganders at our ship. Actually wait, no, before I do that, I'm going to open up my bank, and I am going to push where are you? This weapon, this anti-proton weapon in. I have been hanging on to this console here, Morphogenic Matrix Controller Mark 12, very rare. Plus 20% Polar-on damage. That's nice. I've been hanging on to that for quite a while. Basically what I done was, I went back and I replayed the mission Home, alright, which is in the Jem'hadar arc, or the Gamma Quadrant arc, alright. Here's the mission Home, and I picked up that console, okay. Right. So, first things first, what do we have here? We have Polar-on omnidirectional beam array. Right, I am going to put that in here. I should note that this console, alright, from the mission Home, and this Polar-on beam array do make up a 2-piece set, but I've only got 2 aft weapons, and I'm not going to put an Omni in the front, because I don't want to. And my second Omni is going to be the cutting beam. But if you want, you could put that weapon up front there like that. Actually, no, you can't. Why can't you put that in there? You cannot equip more than one that... Oh, right. Ah, right, okay, it's conflicting with this one. Right. Let's see if we put in this... Yeah, that's fine. And... Will it go in now? No, right, okay. So you're only allowed one Polar-on beam array, and this one from the reputation is taking its place. Ordnance Accelerator. Right, you're going to go in here. Then we have the Assimilator module. Then we have the Bioneural Gel Pack. Then we have the Sustained Radiant Fields, which will go here. And then we have the Focuser, which will go in here. And I feel like we're missing something. We are missing something. This one, Morphogenic Matrix, will go in there. At least it should go in there. You can go in there. Oh, wait a minute. No, 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 no. Is this a tactical console? It is a tactical console. Right, okay. We'll come back to that in a minute. We are going to put this beam array here, and then we're going to transfer it with that one. And we're going to get this beam array and put it there. And now we'll have a look at some of the 2-piece set bonuses. So the 2-piece set bonus with this Thoron infused Polar-on beam array is plus 2% radion damage, plus 20% cooldown reduction to neutronic torpedo. Alright, I'm not impressed with that at all, to be perfectly honest. I don't use torpedoes, I'm not using that particular torpedo, so I'm not impressed with that. The weapon itself ain't bad. Yeah. Crit chance, crit severity, accuracy. Yeah, alright, the weapon isn't bad. What is the console with that? Thrown infused, it would be Bioneural gel pack. So do I want to keep the bioneural gel pack? I do. Yes, I definitely do. It's got good power to all subsystems, increases shield capacity, and reduces bridge officer cooldowns. Okay, I'm keeping it. Let's have a look at the two-piece set for the piezo, or whatever that frick it's called. Right, 15% polar-on weapon damage, 15% photon projectile, not interested, plus 20 starship drain expertise. Okay, I'm impressed somewhat with, you know, a bonus to 15% bonus to polar-on damage. That is sweet. That is definitely sweet. And the beam array itself is pretty nice as well. Yeah. 80% crit severity. Yikes. Okay. All of my tactical consoles. Now, I'm not going putting in this console in to replace one of these, because these are plus 30 to polar-on damage. Okay. And I didn't cop it in time that this is a tactical console, so it can only go on one of these slots, and I'm not going sacrificing it because it's not that good. Which means I can pick up a different console, unless I want to keep this one. Do I want to keep this one? What is the two-piece set bonus? Let's see. Hull capacity, chance, shield penetration to right, I'm not interested in my allies. This is a single player let's play. Right, so I can go back to my reputations, and I can look. I have a couple of ideas in mind. That is one. Or did I pick up the Iconian? I can't remember. Sustained radiant field. Yeah. Which is part of the Iconian. Yeah, it is. Terran Task Force. Did I pick up its fluidic hydraulic assembly? I don't think I picked up that. That's another possibility. Temporal. Let's see what's in Temporal real quick. Chronoton drive actuator. I'm not using any control effects. I don't think so. No. Huh. I'm thinking, and I'm also right. Okay. Yeah, alright, this is the one I'm going to go for. I'm in a big fat ass ship with a crap turn rate, and this has got a plus 26% flight turn rate. Okay? Obviously, 3 engine power, 3 auxiliary power, and then starship weapon accuracy. It's all good. There is nothing that there that is either no good to me or gonna hurt me. It's just all bonuses. So this is the one I'm going to go for. I was thinking about the ZPM, the 0-point module, which would have been good as well. I would have got more power in my subsystems, but I think this one's going to be a little bit better. I really like that turn rate. It's really going to help my ship big time. So that was the deciding factor, definitely, with that one. Anyway, we'll close that down for a minute. We're going to open up the bank. We are going to put this Omni and this console back in here, and just keep them for a rainy day. You know, I might pick another ship, and I might decide to run with this set. What was the two-piece for this? I can't remember. Oh, it won't do it there, of course. Will it do it here? Or do I have to equip it? Yeah, I have to equip it. I'm not going to equip it. Right, okay, it's just leave it in there. Right. So, we have got a number of weapons. Oh, wait a minute, we had another one here as well, of course. The inhibiting polar and omnidirectional beam array. What is the two-piece for this? Set to task force tunings. 10% chronoton weapon damage is useless to us. 10% polar on weapon damage, nice. Plus 10% turn rate. Right, very impressed with that two-piece set right there. Very, very impressed. That is freaking lovely. Yeah, okay, so that is definitely worth it. And of course, and I can't believe I forgot this one, we have the two-piece set bonus with the cutting beam and the assimilator module. And the reason why I went for that is because I know the two-piece is this 2.5% chance when firing energy weapon to gain Omega Weapon Amplifier for 5 seconds. Omega Weapon Amplifier is plus 10 weapon power, plus 500 weapon power drain resistance, and minus 500% weapon power cost. When you get that Omega Weapon Amplifier, basically you have little to no weapon power drainage whatsoever. So that's why people typically go for the two-piece set with that one. Really, really nice. And I typically go with the console and the board kinetic cutting beam. Okay, this console is finished. So we will put it on our ship. And we will replace that one because it's a universal console. So we have 2 new beam arrays. We have 2 new omnidirectionals. We have put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new consoles from the Reputation onto our ship. We are probably going to stick with the Jem'hadar set on our ship because we're doing a Jem'hadar ship. And if you look at the set bonuses, the two-piece right there, plus 16.4% polar-on damage. Huge. Absolutely huge. Think about all the other bonuses I'm getting here from these as well. Yeah. Like, let's see, what was this one? Plus 22.5% polar-on damage. This one, I think, had some as well. Flight turn rate, plus 33.8 polar-on damage. Yeah, so there's some really, really good bonuses there that fit in really nicely to our build. The next thing that I'm going to do is... Well, first of all, alright, that's me done with Reputation stuff, okay? Reputation stuff is the most expensive gear in-game in terms of, well, outright purchasing cost, because I just spent a lot of marks and elite marks and dilithium on stuff that I could have used and turned into more dilithium, basically. Like each one of these costs 500 marks, and I could have converted each one of those stacks of 500 marks for, doesn't matter the reputation, I could have converted those marks into more dilithium. And yeah, so I've spent a lot, but in terms of upgrading, this gear is going to be twice as expensive from the base standard. It is the most expensive gear to upgrade in-game. So I am done with reputation stuff. I've never gone so reputation heavy in any build before. I generally try to only pick the necessities, usually consoles, out of the reputation store. Definitely not weapons, but the bonuses for some of them were just so good, I couldn't really pass it up. Our 2 remaining weapon slots up front here, I'll tell you right now, they're coming from the fleet. Fleet stuff is pretty much the cheapest stuff you can get your hands on. And our tactical consoles are going to come from the fleet, as well as our pets are going to come from the fleet. So that'll be the next batch of stuff I'm going to purchase. But this episode was just focusing on reputation gear. Right. We will leave it there for now. Thanks a million for watching, folks. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. And as always, please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Thanks a million for watching, guys. My name is Winters, and I'll see you next time.